Thank you very much, sir, for joining us. So you want to hire more to work there at the border. Will this help, even though we have this predicted surge that is going to happen as a result of Title 42 being lifted?
Yeah, absolutely. The cartel strategy, which, interestingly enough, Secretary Mayorkas said he wasn't aware of, but Merrick Garland, the Attorney General, was, is essentially to use CBP and to manipulate our CBP forces by neutralizing them at crossing points. So the more folks we can get on the line actually out in the rural areas, the better we are at stopping some of those, the gotaways, the folks that are trying to avoid detection. Those are the real, concerns for our country, the ones that don't want to be apprehended.
Congressman, these are remarkable live images that are coming into us that our viewers are seeing on our screen, being brought to us by that drone footage out of Brownsville, Texas, that Nate was just reporting on. Just massive numbers of people that continue to make that. There's been no deterrence to make that dangerous journey.
There is absolutely no deterrence. They basically have opened the border completely. They allowed the return agreements to the various countries to expire intentionally, so they can't return them. The CBP One app that they've adjusted from what was intended to be a cargo processing, commerce app to basically mass parole for anyone who uses it has just caused massive waves of people to come. And it's, there's no disincentive. There's no detention, which really is the deterrence to folks coming. The ice beds are at record low levels. I mean, it's absolutely crazy.
That is really something as we continue to take in those pictures. So I'll get to the border wall construction in just a moment, but also part of this bill is modernizing border security technology. So tell us about that and how this would help with what we're seeing on our screen right now.
Absolutely. You can do detection sensors that basically cover parts of the area of our border where their agents can't be located. There's specifically drones. There are other like dirigibles, the balloons that have cameras and forward-looking infrared radar, those kinds of things that detect people and then allow the Customs and Border Patrol folks to respond to specific areas. The guys don't even have radios. Some of the Border Patrol agents don't even have radios. So our bill actually provides the funding so that every single agent has a two-way radio.
As far as restarting the border wall construction, can you tell us geographically what that means, what that looks like? The funding is already set aside for this, right?
Yeah, there's $2.4 billion left over from President Trump. President Biden, as soon as he got in office, shut down all construction, which cost several $billion to settle those contracts to the American taxpayer. But there's $2.4 billion left. We think about 900 miles of wall can be built, and we're going to tell them spend that money. And we're also going to mandate 200 miles of wall a year.
And as we anticipate the lifting of Title 42, can you just give us in your own thoughts what that's going to look like for this country?
Sure. We've had close to 6 million, actually more than 6 million people come to our country, into our country. 30 states in our nation have populations less than 6.5 million. I mean, this is insane, this mass wave of people. And when Title 42 is completely gone, we're looking at numbers of 13,000 a day. So there are predictions that, it was 6 million in the first 2 years. It's going to be another 7 or 8 million in his last 2 years as president if we don't get border security bills passed.
That's a big prediction, sir. Thank you very much for coming on with us. Congressman Mark Green, thanks for your time. So this bill has been filed. What is reaction from those in the field?